Okay, thanks for your patience, everybody. 2 minutes. Okay, we're gonna go 2 minutes over, chat.
You were at Yothium, weren't you?
I was, sir, yes. Hallen means oldest. Named Silas.
Right. Good to see you made it, Silas.
Well, I
like it,
certainly
default
wouldn't
guy.
have if the Grand Magnus hadn't blessed me with her spell of protection.
What do you mean?
You don't remember, sir? She touched my armor and warded it against the Rosharnians. We lightless would be lost without your magic and guidance.
Bro, that wasn't a spell, that was a pep talk.
No, you survived the battle on your own. Magic had nothing to do with it. That was all you.
Hey, Noctra.
That can't be right, sir. I was in the West Trenches when the Rosharnians hit. It was a massacre. My whole platoon was cut down. I only barely got away. Wait. You're saying the Grand Magnus lied to me?
What? No.
What?
She was giving you
No.
a pep talk, you know? To find your courage. I think you might have just got confused is all.
Confused? Is that how you do it then? You Magnite throw glamours over us lowly, lightless soldiers and send us at the enemy believing we're indestructible?
Stop it.
Forgive me, sir. I just... The war, it's getting to me.
I like it. Stop.
I'd better go. Hey, Orphe. What's shaking?
We're probably at your graduation party, where we're politely refusing to remove our mask. Or we're discussing Aristea again.
Are you sure that's where we are?
Forgive us if we aren't, Candle. The years get wet in our head.
Right.
Thanks, mods.
The seer part of being a seer, I guess. The kind of time-jumpy thing with you.
Red, chaos, green, transition. They mixed when we were given our magic by the Pentasod. One lives in our right eye, the other in our left.
Causing a temporal thingamajig. Got it. And probably at this point I asked to see your eyes.
You'll forgive us if we say no. We hope.
So why is my guy with all three not, like, got that and more?
So as a seer, you're what? Like maybe our reconnaissance
Maybe we
officer
do?
or something? You look for what's coming our way?
We work as an intelligence specialist, yes.
Oh, 3 is
Remote
balance?
recon
Oh,
is
maybe.
part of
That
our
makes
duties.
sense.
You're convincing Zandara to let you walk the path, for example.
That's back a ways, actually. But Kirkin said you can see the future, too.
In theory, half the time.
What?
We know, for example, that you must eventually refrain from making covenant with the low beasts of the field.
Is that code? It sounds like code.
Maybe, but Devon's our code-breaker, so it's best to ask him. Wait. No, you never do. Sounds like it's settled then.
Oh, okay.
Good chat, Orphe.
So, what'd she make you see?
What? The path?
Yep, she's long on visions, that one. I spent as much time reliving my father's disappointment in me as I did fighting phantoms of the enemy.
Well,
One
yeah.
more right cock-up like that and you'll never get accepted into the academy. Then what, Devin? Spending the rest of your days conjuring up fertility spells for the county dirt farmers? I gave him the accent like that for effect, by the way. And the volume. In reality, he was quite cultured and hardly ever spoke above a whisper.
You know, I think...
A disturbingly low whisper, too. Like this. He could make a room cold in the summer with it. Ugh, horrible. But he's dead now, dear Pop. My older brother took over from the family business. Rugs. And I'm an awful merchant, so that meant off to the war for me.
Were you...
The path made sure I knew my true calling is what I'm trying to say. I'm good at war, Jack. Great at it. And I hate that. Now, where were we?
You're just going to talk over me, aren't you?
I don't think so.
So what don't I know about Kirkin that I probably should?
She ever tell you the story about the arm?
It's never come up.
5 years and it's never come up. Uh-huh. You and everyone else are just too scared to ask.
Fine. So what's with her arm?
I haven't asked.
Can you not? I get the distinct impression Zendara doesn't like me. At all.
She's, well, not really a big fan of the unforeseen.
She made that pretty clear.
It's not her best look, I know, but she's royalty. They've always been suspicious of Magni born outside of their jurisdiction.
Royalty.
No lie. She's a Carthusian princess, our Zendara. Her family still holds the Glaive Gate despite everything Sandrak's done to that country. Don't worry, Jack. She'll come around.
That sounds like a lie. I met Orphe on my way to the palathon. What's their deal?
They're one of our intelligence officers, a seer of considerable power. Orphe's great. Sometimes you have to cut through the static, if you know what I mean, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I caught some of that.
Get to know them more. It's good to have a seer watching out for you. You should also meet Hauser, though it seems like he decided not to show tonight. How typically rude.
He's another immortal?
Indeed. Bit of a bigwig from the Northern Court who plays at being mysterious, treats the Order more as a hobby than a calling. Don't tell him I said that. I'm sure he'll turn up at some point.
What's the gameplay compared to in this game? It's definitely first-person shooting, but it's like you use... It's magic-based first-person shooting, is the best way to say it. So, you have different guns that are better in different situations. And then you have spells you can cast alongside those. And then you have like a shield and a whip. And you've got like an ultimate. So it's kind of like Hexen-y, if you remember Hexen. It's like Skyrim. No, it's like Skyrim with magic guns, sort of. It feels a little doomy. Yeah, I would say as well. The gameplay, honestly, is like probably one of the best parts of the game. I would say, like when everything's kind of just going and it kind of works, and you're using all your spells and everything's kind of clicking. I mean, that feels pretty good. So, yeah.
All right, I'll see you around, Devin.
But yeah, it feels kind of doomy, a little Hexen-y.
Ambassador Damley, it's been a while.
Indeed. The immortal glyph looks good on you, Jack.
Kinda does, huh? What brings you so far from the Northern Court?
I suppose that you're an Order Magnus now, so I can't keep secrets from you any longer. The king has appointed me as royal advisor to the palathon in his time of absence.
By the way, we're in our last half hour. Big thanks to EA for sponsoring the stream. This is Immortals of Aveum. If you would like more information on this game, there is an Immortals command in chat, as well as a profile button. I'll be going over my thoughts in the 4 hours I've spent in it in about 25-ish minutes when we wrap up the sponsor stream and switch to BG3. And yeah, big thank you to them for sponsoring the stream. And I hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Thank you for watching. All right, let's go.
You're here because of the king's absence. I don't understand.
I'm also out of coffee. That makes me
Sandrak's
sad.
siege of the capital. It's worsened. The lightless don't know how bad it is. Kirken's even been given emergency powers by the crown.
The Palathon's the acting capital of Lucium? That means Lavenry's nearly fallen. She never bothered to tell me.
The north will soon be lost to us, Jack. The king's in hiding. I'm surprised you weren't informed, with you being one of Kirken's closest confidants. Curious.
Reek says, I really wish you were playing with a mouse. I may have enjoyed the gameplay if the controller didn't make me nauseous. That's weird. I mean, I was playing with a mouse and I was having some issues with it, particularly with some jittering, but I think the controller looks great, frankly. It's strange. I'm using the controller specifically so it looks better. So, yeah.
I have to go,
All right.
Ambassador.
Maybe because of small FOV. Yeah, I don't know. The FOV is maxed right now around 90. So. The auto aim is nauseating. It's unnatural feeling. Is there auto aim? Blue. Oh my, that's a lot of purple stuff. The green gun auto aim. The green gun auto aim is projectile based. That's not the auto aim is not adjusting the camera in any way. That's homing. That's not what he's talking about at all, I don't think. Yo, where I get some of those boots? What is this? Are they just like chilling? They're just chilling. Why be on the ground when we could be in the air? Okay. You would too if you could? Oh, I would. I would. How do you like the world story dialogue? We'll talk about that more at the end of the sponsor
Hold
stream.
up. These are my quarters? That was a day.
Good morning, Jack.
Morning, sir. I think I might have, well, accidentally slept in the wrong room. It's kind of, extravagant and really big.
You'll get used to it. Come down to the vault. We need to talk about your next steps as an immortal.
Will do.
I think that's gonna be for later. Maybe those eyes look into this crystal or something? I feel like that's supposed to do something, but I'm not sure what it does. Yeah, maybe that's a later thing. Where's this go? Ah. Like a museum. Oh, dude, it would have been so cool to have like some plaques in here to like explain what this stuff is. I will say I love the vehicle designs in this game. The stewards. It's even before Aristea discovered the Pantheon, its halls have been occupied by a mysterious cadre of masked stewards, silent individuals who attend to the needs and maintenance of the floating fortress. No one knows where they're from or how they got here, but their primary concern apparently is with the preservation of the palathon itself. Huh. Kinda cool. Is that the only note in here? Oh man, I wish we had that for like every one of these. When's this released? It's already out. Yeah, check out the Immortals command if you want information on the game. There's a link in there.
Now that you're an immortal, Jack, do you want to know a secret?
That you actually have hobbies?
Wow, she's good.
These all yours?
What do you think of them?
I think I haven't seen enough of the world. I don't recognize any of these.
That's because they all were driven to extinction by the Everwar.
Oh,
How?
that's depressing.
Since we first learned to use magic, we've waged war over who would control it. It isn't meant to be used so violently and so unchecked and for so long. The natural world suffers for it. Their habitats die. Their waters are ruined, their skies are choked, their lands are crystallized or filled with hungry spirits they can't compete with. Our magic causes ruin for every living thing, Jack. It causes the wound.
We caused the wound?
I told you that we draw magic from the ley lines, from the Shrouded Realm. To be more precise, we siphon it to use as we will, and it stays here. But it's not meant to. And no one's ever discovered how to actually put it back. It punches its way back down. All that magic over all that time. And so the wound grows.
But without magic.
We can't win the war to control magic. Correct.
So we're destroying Aveum while we're trying to save Aveum?
That's the secret.
This secret sucks. It's insane. Does Sandrak know this?
Of course he does. All the orders do.
Then why the hell are we fighting? Everyone needs to just stop.
You want to be the first side to quit? Because you trust Sandrak that much. Because mankind can always be counted on to do the
Oh yeah,
reasonable.
Gina Torres is amazing at this. Yeah.
I've wanted to wield magic my whole life. And now you're telling me
You've already figured out the solution, Jack. We win. Then we start thinking about how to fix the wound.
You don't win in ever war.
It's brick walls like that make you take up painting in your spare time.
Isn't there something else that we can do about it? I mean,
Yes. Go to that spell altar.
what spell will it grant me?
One that hopefully eases your conscience.
Gonna be like the Zappy from Men in Black. Oh god, that's not good. Ew. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, I'm feeling fine now. Let's go. What were you saying?
Reckless, overtaxed, and broken magic
Fine.
often leaves corruption behind. You grew up with it in Saren, the deposits that would accumulate in the Underbridge. There, it's a nuisance. But larger, more malignant versions exist. Part of the Immortals' mandate is to restore those areas of the world overrun with this corruption. That spell is the key.
Restore them with magic. The same magic that causes it, and oh yeah, also the wound.
The irony isn't lost on anyone. In the meantime, you have more pressing concerns. Zendara's waiting for you in the war chamber to brief you on a mission.
Really? Please don't say she's my field commander.
Run along. Your field commander's waiting.
Okay. Lurge? called Lurge? Lurge. That's a funny word. Lurge. Oh, God. What'd I do? What is? Okay. Dude, it's like the thing doesn't shoot straight where I'm aiming because it's a homing thing. Oh my God, that's very frustrating. Let's try this. I also have to have my mouse sensitivity real low. Yeah, no, we're not gonna do this. Yep. Yeah. Try a different version? Nah, it's fine. Potato Gaming? No, so the thing is with a controller, that's going to be really difficult. But my mouse has a sensitivity all the way down because I've been having a mouse issue. So the mouse doesn't really, like I have to whip it around my entire mouse pad. So it's not really working. Yeah. But I'm bad with a controller. Could I write you? No. I have to whip it good. That's right. When a problem comes along, I must whip it.
Clock's ticking.
Yes, sir. You do outrank me, right? Wow, this place is kind of big. I must have gotten lost. Ha.
Intel indicates that the Hand is operating near the Pale Forest, and we've just lost contact with our outpost there.
What's so important about the forest?
Strategically, nothing. The leyline tower there has been dead for 100 years. And yet she's taking a big risk attacking so close to the palathon. You still with me, Initiate?
Not an initiate. That's not even a rank. You know, I checked.
Nightblades have established a stronghold at the southern edge of the forest. We'll attack on both sides.
We? You're coming? I mean, what about Devin?
Devin is needed elsewhere. And Kirkin seems to think you might not get me killed. Jury's still out on that one.
Sure, thanks. Don't leave the portal open for me or anything. Guess I'm walking.
Portals allow you to instantly travel across Aveum. Use portals as shortcuts or return to areas you previously explored. After learning new augment spells, you may be able to unlock new areas. Between major story missions, you can use portals to revisit previous areas, using new abilities to unlock shroud veins and find golden chests for special rewards. Okay, little Metroidvania in that regard. Right on. Got it right. I've tried everything, bud. Thank you. Yeah, I'm working with the devs with my mouse issue. They've been doing some. They have a patch coming actually for the issue that I'm working with. Yep. Oh. Cool. Doo boo boo doo. Yeah, unfortunately, no patch is gonna fix my aim.
Hello, Immortal.
Because I'm terrible, but you know,
told me you know
they're gonna do what they can.
Secret.
About magic causing the wound? That we're all destroying Avium?
You know water.
Sure did.
Not optional.
Yeah, bit of a gut punch, that one.
This restoring spell, it really cleanses the Lurge? That's what we used to call it in Saren.
Lurge? What an absolutely perfect name. Lurge. Yes, it works. And you'll feel better about the whole thing when you use it. Trust me.
How did he not know that? It's everywhere. How much FPS am I getting? FPS has been fine. I am on a very solid system. Yeah. Is this the stuff I can clear? How do I do it? Did it tell me how? I thought this was the stuff I could clear.
Sit
No?
down.
Yes, ma'am. It said it was the restore spell, but I'm not sure what that spell is. I don't seem to have it selectable anywhere. Oh. Oh, it has to be like, oh, it has to be one of these things. Okay. Okay. Is that a mind flayer? No. Did look like it had some tentacles though. All about the tentacles. Can these guys really just warp wherever they want? How do they keep coming in? Oh. Ow, dang, dude. Take this. Come here. Beamed. Have I spent any of my level ups? Yeah, I spent a bunch of them. I think I have some more though. Let's see. Yeah, we got 5 right now. Take a look. Got a feeling red. Try those. Locked? Okay. It's locked. Super Mudkip. I don't know yet. Pretty much planning on playing AC6 as soon as I can, so whenever I can. Yeah. Is Cohh Slytherin or Hufflepuff? Cohh is I've never read or seen Harry Potter. Yeah, so let's go with Slitherpuff. Am I a Jedi or Sith? I love Star Trek. Can we clear this? This looks clearable. Oh, here we go. Is it always going to have a... Yes, it is. Oh, there's 2 of them. That thing takes a long time to blow up. You good? You good? Lucent Burst Fire, a rare burst fire. Triarch's Wrath. Maximum projectile distance 100%. That seems pretty good. Okay. Feels good, man. You good? I think we good. Great. Like a little fireball? Kind of. Yeah. Houndsgate Village portal unlocked. Boom. Well, chat, I hope you've liked our preview of Immortals of Aveum. I appreciate you guys watching. That is going to wrap it up for our stream there. I want to again thank our sponsor, EA, the publisher of this game by Ascendant Studios. If you want more information on Immortals, you can find it in the Immortals command.
Please.
And there's also a link in my profile button. Definitely, if you click that link, it helps support the channel. So big thanks to those that do. And yeah, so a lot of people are asking my thoughts on this game. So here's what I think about Immortals. First of all, the tech issues are definitely there, and I've heard they're there on systems that aren't as beefy as mine as well. The mouse thing was a little weird, but to be fair, I seem to be one of the very, very few people being affected by that, where my mouse is for some reason creates some weird jitters that makes it a little strange to play. Here's what I think about Immortals. This is an interesting situation. So what we have is we have a company called Ascendant Studios, and I believe Ascendant Studios was made from people that were ex-EA, or at least has ex-EA people in it. So we have a studio that where you know, they come from most likely a AAA environment. They start this smaller studio. It's being published by EA, so they probably have a lot of those resources. And you can see those resources in this game. You see amazing facial capturing. You see really impressive 3D modeling. You see very cool environments. The gameplay is solid. The gameplay is, it feels good. It's quick. I like how all the spells work together. The 3 different colors is pretty solid. Like, there's a lot of this stuff that I feel is right at that AAA $60 price tag. The thing for me is, though, there's a dichotomy where a lot of that game feels exactly like what you'd expect from a AAA, but a lot of it doesn't. A lot of it, like the pacing of the story has been kind of jarring. There's been a lot of immersive elements that have kind of hit me like a truck. Like, you know, he left this city being this, like, you know, naive kind of jackassy kid. He's in the military for 5 years, and he's the exact same kind of kid. Like, The stuff between scenes feels very again jarring. A lot of the dialogue and was a little strange. I'm also like, I feel like with this game, if they would have made Immortals of Aveum a more seriously toned, like grounded, gritty, realistic game, I feel like it would have worked much better. What I feel like they did instead is they kind of went for this kind of sassy, you know, like humory, like, you know, like kind of, you know, the music is very angled towards a younger audience. Like I feel like they kind of, they went a direction with it. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that can work, but I feel like with everything else, it doesn't really connect. It doesn't synergize. I feel like a little Forspoken-y with this game. I feel a little Forspoken-y, where it's kind of like, I feel like they're really trying hard to appeal to a certain age group / audience. And honestly, it's not really for me. And I feel like if they did try to go a little more serious with it, that I really could have gotten into this game. I feel like they could like, I feel like the gameplay is good enough and the graphics are good enough and the mocapping and Gina Torres is amazing. Like I kind of want to like this game, but there's so much of this other stuff that clearly is not angled towards what I like from games that it just kind of kills it for me a little bit. Now that being said, obviously that's very much an opinion thing. So if you are the kind of person that likes that kind of sassy main character, you know, the humor kind of pretty much all over the place, if you like that kind of style of music and stuff, I think you could really enjoy this game as long as you aren't having any of the technical issues and the story elements being a little jarring, you know, is not too much for you. I will say that I'm a little surprised. I feel like this game would be so much better received at a lower price point, because although parts of it are that $60 AAA, other parts of it, like the fact that it has these technical issues, some of the other elements of it don't quite feel like when you're going up against Elden Rings and Horizon Forbidden Wests, and we got AC6 around the corner. You know, when you have these like epic games being sold for like 60, and then a game comes out where they make it pretty clear this is a smaller team being published by EA, and then you put that at 62, it creates these comparisons. It creates these, more importantly, it creates these expectations. It's like a good example is when we ran up to those 3 people that were floating around in the air. They weren't doing anything. Like I looked at those people, they weren't talking to each other. There was no interaction. They were just literally floating there doing nothing. And I immediately thought like, this isn't like, I expect more for $60. I expect more. Like when we were talking to Gina at the end of our coronation, those people behind her were just standing there, like looking at each other. And it's kind of like, it stuck out. It stuck out to me. Like that stuck out to me. Again, if it was like, you know, a $30, $40 game, it's like kind of whatever. But when it's a $60 game, it's kind of like, I want that extra flavor. I want that extra mile, because again, there's so much out there these days. But anyway, I will say, I believe this is the first game from this studio. There is a lot of good stuff in here. I do think that a lot of folks out there could really enjoy this. I very much hope that they get these technical things nailed down, because there's no question that with that, just the gameplay alone could carry it. I think the gameplay alone could probably carry it. So yeah, I do very much appreciate both Ascendant and EA for sponsoring my 4-hour look. It's been cool to do this. I was going to check it out anyway, and I'm glad we did. And yeah, I will definitely be following Ascendant and seeing what else they come up with, because they clearly, I feel like they're kind of finding their voice still a little bit, but it's clearly a voice that could go somewhere. Yeah. Lonnie says for a first game, it's solid. I agree. For a first game, it's solid. Obviously, I have some personal things I would have liked to see differently, and I do think a lower price point probably would have been a little bit better. I feel like that would have given people more kind of a forgiving eye at it, but it's not bad. And honestly, I'm not even sure EA would have let that happen to us. Nobrick says, thanks for showcasing it to us. I'm glad you guys like it. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And again, I appreciate the devs and EA for letting us take a sponsored look at that. That was very cool. Okay, cool. There we go. Those are my thoughts on Immortals. Now we are going to frantically attempt to finish this other game. It's never gonna end, chat. We're gonna keep on going with Baldur's Gate 3 and go from there. So Yeah, I will say I'm looking forward to seeing more from Ascendant. I think that they have the pieces are there for something special. And I kind of hope that they keep fine tuning that voice, because clearly stuff in here works. Unfortunately, I would say some of it doesn't, but I think a lot of it does. And I kind of hope we get to see them continue to fine tune their voice, because I feel like they could get something cool. I think they could make something really cool for sure.